Hello, my divas and divers. Oh my gosh, you guys have been asking, where are you, diva? I'm here, baby. I ain't going nowhere. I told y'all. Okay, period. Don't play with it. Your girl is still here with you. Listen, honey, there are literal conversations that are being had about you in the heavenlies. When I tell you, your ancestors are standing in the gap for you. They're still their prayers are still ringing in God's ear concerning you, your children, your children's children. I mean, the generations, it just keeps going, baby. It never stops. There are conversations that are being had. We gonna slow walk this message, okay? So let's just slow walk it so you can get every bit of it. I want you to take it all in. Take it all in. What Spirit wants you to know is that your thoughts of when will things change, or when will things get better? When will you see the fruits of your labor? Because you've been laboring. And I know you like, girl, I've been laboring in vain. No, baby. That ain't what thus says the Lord. He says, baby, you ain't laboring in vain at all. The way that it's working is that the things that you set out to do, your business, your job, your work life, your school, your talents, utilizing your talents. The way that it's been strategized is that Spirit is doing something differently. It's a new way of doing things. Yeah. There's a new way that He's doing certain things in your life. It's not that He's making you stop what you're doing. You're going to keep doing it, but it's a different way of doing it. He's trying to give you the prompts, the plan. So He says, write the vision and make it plain. Write the vision and make it plain. When you write it, you don't have to show everybody. But some of the people that may see the writings or the plans that you have written may run. They may laugh. They may think that it's something wrong with you. You have a plan, right? Do you hear me? There's a plan. And some of the folks that you've been conversating with and having all of these, just probably, certain people, people you trust, they laugh at it because it's so profound. Or is that the right word? They're so profound. Those plans are profound. Think about when Joseph, the one with the many colors, honey. He had all them colors. The coats with many colors. He told his brothers, baby, I had a dream that this happened. You probably told somebody about your dreams long before you became a spiritual being, before you started to dive deeper into your spirituality, when you opened your third eye, when you worked on your chakras, when you healed from your childhood wounds. Before all that, you may have told people your dreams. Because like I told you in one of my other readings, I've discussed with you guys last week that God is bringing things together to where the things that you were doing in the old days, all those dreams you had, when you saw that your life was about to shift and you knew where you wanted to go in life, you knew what you wanted to do. What do you want to be when you grow up? You said it, you told people. Those things are coming into fruition this season. I was telling y'all that those things are actually taking place. And so all of those that laughed at those circumstances, especially you may sing or rap, people laughed at you because they thought you were thinking you were going to be famous for doing that. And they laughed at it because maybe you're from a small town. Maybe there are people in your life who just don't believe like you do. But those are the signs to let you know that you dreamed bigger than the people around you. And those dreams are now beginning to come true. Spirit says, I'm moving things and I'm shifting things in order. I'm putting things in order. This is why it's taken such a long time, because it has to be done decently and in order. So all of the things that you've been like, it's taking forever, God, where is you at? What you're doing? Where you at, boy? All of that. He had to make that vision, but he also had to do it decently and in order. Because he's not a God of chaos. So all the people that laughed at you were a part of the chaos that they were trying to bring in your life. They were planted there. These were things that they were trying to do to cause you to lose the vision and lose it. You may have come across people who you didn't even know were witches and warlocks, who knew everything about you, because these people know how to read you, baby. They can read you up and down. The people that I'm speaking of, they're very gifted in a way, because remember, the gifts come from the Most High, from your Creator. And gifts and callings are without repentance. So they get to keep the gifts, but that don't mean they decide to use them for the glory of the Lord. They don't do that for that. Some people tend to use it for the bad, for the other side. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, they need to find something safe to do. And what the Spirit is saying, when you stepped out of the way and you said, you know what? I need to allow my Creator to do what He said He was going to do. Because sometimes we have to just throw in the towel. I know I done did it before. I'm like, baby, I'm throwing in the towel, baby. I can't do it, but I know you can. Now, you gave me these promises and you told me you was going to do this, and you go, baby, I'll be calling God out. You said you was going to do it. So I'm going to need you to do what you said you was going to do. You got to call Him out sometimes. I told y'all, you got to speak up. He said He's your Father. Think about a father. If you wanted something, you're going to tell your father, you're going to tell your mother, the person who nurtures you, who is in charge of doing, especially when you were younger, who is in charge of doing, you're going to tell them what it is that you want. And if somebody messed with you, you're going to go tell it, right? I'm going to tell my mom. Y'all remember that? I'm going to tell my mama. I'm going to tell my daddy. Baby, people were scared of my daddy growing up. They didn't mess with me, baby. They were scared. They were scared to even approach me because they knew that daddy wasn't playing. And just imagine how much your Creator don't play about you. I'm going to tell my daddy, the big G God. That's who I'm going to tell on you. And so, like, with me, I had to tell God on a lot of these folks. And He had to step in. And He doing His big one. So, I'm not even here to boast. I just love. What I'm doing is I'm bragging on God. Because He going to do it every time. And that's what's happening, baby. God says I'm doing it. I'm shifting things. And even the people that were your road closers, those that didn't want your roads to be open, those that didn't want doors to open for you, He's taking care of it. Because He said, you stepped out the way. And finally, since you threw in the towel and you stepped out of the way, get out my way, God said. Okay. You stepped out the way, and now you're allowing Him to do what it is that He needs to do. You ain't got to do all that extra stuff. You don't. That's what I began to realize. Like, I've been trying my best to do what I can. But after you've done all you can, you just stand, baby, period. Type in the comments, I'm standing. I'm standing on business, baby. I'm standing on God. When you stand on Him, He gonna really show up. I love that. And sometimes it takes many, many years. See, there was a situation one time I was speaking to my children about it, but I had never told anybody about it, where someone violated me as a young child. And I never really thought about it because I was young. It only happened once. And I never really it was not something that I kept in my mind. I guess I blocked it out or something. But one day I saw the guy who did it. He came by my parents' house and he was riding on a motorcycle, and he came over and he spoke to my dad, and the thought just came back to my mind. And I really think it was the move of God, to be honest, because at that time I was really fasting and praying and trying to get everything, in line. So I thought about it while he was there. It just kind of flashed in my mind. About a week or two later, I felt like he received his karma, even though it was something that I didn't even dwell on at all. I really didn't. It was just something that flashed in my mind. I was like, I remember that. And then, yeah, something happened to him on that motorcycle. And what was so crazy about it was I was going to the church up the street from my mom's house. And later on, like maybe a month or maybe 2 or 3 months later, he had to come. He came and gave his testimony. He stood before the church and gave his testimony. I mean, I witnessed everything, even though that had to be like 15, 20 years after it happened. So some people, I'm just here to say, like, God bless that man, because I didn't dwell on that. I just hope he done got his life together. That's all I'm going to say. But when we think the wicked get away with things that they're doing to other people, because ain't no telling how many people that happened to by that person. I probably wasn't the only one. But he was way older. You know what I'm saying? I was young. I was probably 7 or 8 or something. And he was like in high school or about to be out of high school. It was like, he was older. And ain't no telling how many people he did this to. But we have to look at things 222 on the clock, on the timer. Type it in the comments, 222, because that's definitely a sign. I thank God for that, because this is letting me know that I am to share this. And like I said, I didn't even know I had this to share until I every night I sit and talk to the kids about stuff, and they love to hear my stories from my past. So I tell them certain things, that come to my mind, and they're like, "Why you didn't tell me this long time ago? Because baby, I would have been on it." You know what I'm saying? They don't play about me either. My kids don't play about me, but it just lets you know that the wicked do not get away with everything. They can do it for seasons and seasons on out. And it can keep going. But when that great big fall happens, it all has been gathered up. God gives people warnings. He lets us know. He even warns us chosen ones not to do what we do. You know what I'm saying? He let us know too. We get punished too. But I feel like for the chosen ones, it happened faster. It happened instantly. I ain't gonna lie. It happens instantly. And that's how I learned back in the day. I was like, God, I couldn't even lie to my mom when I was younger. She'll find out like the next day. I'm like, girl, ain't no use in doing it. Like, it always happens quicker to teach us the lesson before time. And it may happen with other people too, with those folks, but they don't listen. We listen and we learn. They listen and keep going. And so don't ever think that the wicked is getting over on you. If people have stolen, because see, like I'm always telling you guys, you have some of your family members who've stolen from you, who've done you dirty. They've done some things to you over your life, people at your job, all of that, all these, and people online, who are ruthless at times. You have to know that there comes a time, and it may not be when you're expecting it. They have to pay for what they've done, because God don't play about you. I'm telling you. And that's how I know that the prayers of your grandparents, your great-grandparents, your great-great-great-grandparents, those prayers are still circulating. They're still ringing in the heavenlies and coming down. Like a lot of you guys, Spirit wants you to know that wealth, that abundance, because many of us have been wondering, like, where is the abundance? We're supposed to be living a good life. Free. Where's the wealth of the wicked that's laid up for the righteous? Where's that at? It's all being worked out. And just like when things gather together for the enemies and that karma hits, it gathers together for us too. And that's when we receive our good karma. And all of that comes pressed down, shaken together, overflowing. That's when you begin to receive those blessings. It's like, during those seasons, you may have went through it. You were being taught lessons. You were learning. You became stronger. And I love that for you. You became stronger. And as you became stronger, you have to understand that God is bringing that big breakthrough for you. He's bringing the big breakthrough for me, for us. It's all for us. Type in the comments, it's all for us. And like I told y'all, we in this together. So as we keep praying together, it makes things shift quicker. And when we add fasting to it, honey, it happens faster. I promise you, it happens faster. And see, what I want you to know is you're okay. There are things and circumstances that have happened in your life that you may not have been proud of, that you didn't like, and you had to let it go. And you wanted people to suffer from it. Maybe you didn't want them to suffer. Maybe you just wanted justice, whatever it was, and it didn't happen. But this season, especially I think it's the Lunar New Year. This is it. This is our year, y'all. This Lunar New Year. This is our year. On out, not just our year, but this is the start of a great year that's going to continue. And I promise you, I feel it in my soul. And when I feel it in my soul, the way that I feel it is that no man will be able to curse what God has blessed. So in the previous years, in the previous seasons, they were able to curse you. They were able to speak evil over your life. But these folks are about to feel, and they gonna see the goodness of God in your life, but they gonna see how God don't play about you too. Period. Don't play with it. It's typing to come and stop playing. They better stop playing with the chosen ones. I'm telling you. We are God's people, and we are strong and mighty right along with Him. And as we step back and we allow our Creator to do what He gonna do, baby, He's doing it. These folks cannot stand the fact that you are 1:11 on the clock. It's 1:11 right now, y'all. It was 2:22 on the timer, but now it's 1:11. Like, I know for a fact that it's all about to work out. It's all coming together. Everything is being shifted because you waited. And they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. You waited even though they played you. You waited when they counted you out. You waited when they cursed your finances. You waited when they tried to do you dirty behind your back, when they backstabbed you. You waited when they did those rituals, when they did that witchcraft, that voodoo, those spells. You waited on the Lord, and He said, because you waited, because you were patient, you're going to see my goodness in its fullness and glory. You're going to see it. You're going to receive it. And I can't wait to, baby, I want y'all to come back here and leave a testimony. That's what you need to do. I know, because I know there are going to be plenty of testimonies. It is your season. So be blessed and get ready. All right, let's go ahead and end this. I love you guys. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up for a personal one-on-one. It's in the description bar below. And of course, you know I have my anointing oils right here, which I use as well. These, let me shake it up for you, because you got to shake it up when you receive it. You got to shake it up and let the blessings begin to gravitate around, baby. Look, all those beautiful herbs in there. And this the one I've been using, y'all. I go on my, when I go to work and stuff, put this right on. See how it's gone, baby. It works. Y'all better get into it, okay? Get yours. Look in the description bar below and click that link and get yours today. And share your wealth. Share with other people. Anybody else you know who needs a financial miracle, get this oil, okay? It's going to work. I promise. I love you guys so very much. And thank you for everybody else who has been buying the oils and who's been reaching out, period. All right. Love you guys. Peace and blessings. Mwah.